What I'm about to share with you is something I wished somebody had told me some years back when I was starting my fashion business. In the fashion space, especially in Nigeria, once you're through with fashion school, the next thing that comes to mind is opening a fashion business. No wonder many startups in this industry struggle a lot. For many people, it takes years for them to now start gaining ground gradually. And many fashion businesses also end up being closed up because of a shaky foundation. Now, this is my advice to fashion students and those who want to start a fashion designing business at the end of the day. Do you know that you can actually learn fashion designing because you want to work for others? You don't have to go straight into being an entrepreneur. You can actually learn and then work for other people, stabilize yourself, gain the experiences. I believe entrepreneurship is not for everybody. There are people that have an edge because of their personality, how they network, how they relate with people, and how much self-discipline they have as individuals. So rather than going ahead to open up a business just fresh after fashion school and then you are struggling, you don't even know what's up with the industry, this is what I will advise. After fashion school, yes, you have learned. Let's assume you went to a good fashion school. They spent their time to teach you well. Let's not forget that in some fashion schools, you actually don't learn a lot. So let's just assume that you actually learned a lot from a fashion school. The next thing I will recommend is that you go and intern somewhere else, or even in the fashion school where you were trained. Go ahead and intern for a couple of months. It could be 3 months, 6 months, it could be a year if you want. Now, something with internship is that it is skilled focus. It is not the time for you to be raising your shoulder, this is how much you should pay me. No, because you are there to learn. You need to humble yourself and learn. Now, how do you get a space for internship? I want to assume that when you're in fashion school, you are creating some content. What I mean is when you do your practicals, you take pictures, you take videos, just start uploading and creating your portfolio like that. Now approach a fashion house. Because of this pandemic of tailors rushing to start out their own business, there are so many fashion houses looking for sewists, looking for creative people to work with. So what you have is very valuable. People are looking for you. So go on social media, search out for a fashion school nearby. Okay, that is to reduce the cost of transportation. Search for a fashion school nearby or a fashion house. Why do I keep saying fashion school? Search for a fashion house nearby. Check out their page. See if they are into what you love or what you are specializing in. For instance, if you know that your interest is in the bridal line, look for a fashion house that specializes in bridal wears. If you know you are more interested in fashion education, look for a fashion school. And if you know it is bespoke, look for a place where they do bespoke. If it's ready to wear, look for a fashion house that specializes in that. If it's kids wear, you understand. Each fashion house, most time, will have their strength. So look for a fashion house that has a strength in what you are most interested in. Don't just go to any random place because your time is valuable. You can ask questions on their pages. Just ask them, how do you apply for internship? This is who you are. This is what you do. This is what you have done in the past. And this is your request. You can send them a DM. More professionally, from their page, you will get their email address. So send them an email, okay? And you can even create a portfolio on Canva to just put some of your work together and send it with the email as an attachment to show them what you have done or what you are capable of doing. And also let them know you are willing to learn. Your priority is the process, the learning process. Most likely they will send you a message or an email as well to tell you, oh, we love your work, we would like to work with you, or not. But if you are invited for an interview, then there will be need to discuss a salary or allowance. Then listen to what they are offering you based on the skill set you already have. So a fashion house may be able to pay you, but most likely you will not be paid like a full-time employee. Also, in that mail, state the duration of time you want to intern with them for. That is very important so that there won't be issues when you are ready to leave and the fashion house is like, but you just came. I personally will not advise you do anything less than 3 months. Let that be stated when you are applying to that fashion house. So if they get back to you and then you are called up for maybe an online interview or a physical interview, the next thing you need to do is to negotiate your pay. So this is not the time for you to be focused on money, please. What you should be focused on is the experience, the skill set you are gathering. That's why you went to a place you can look up to in the first place. So don't focus on the money. They may not be able to pay you like they will pay a full staff, of course. Most time you will get a form of allowance that covers your transportation and maybe a little more. Be satisfied with that because what you are there for, you are not there as an employer. You are there to learn. be open-minded and be willing to learn. So yes, just go ahead and pitch yourself to as many fashion businesses that you know you can work with that are near your location. I'm sure you get something from there, because there is really a shortage of people who are skilled and are ready to work at the same time. After internship, I will advise that you stretch yourself a little bit more. For example, we all know that Lagos is a fashion hub, is a place where the fashion industry is blooming. So I advise that you apply to big fashion houses, those top people that you look up to, that you admire, maybe within your location. And if you can afford to travel down to Lagos, please do that. It will be worth it at the end of the day. Pitch yourself to them. So when you were interning, right, you must have also gathered some other experiences. You can include them in your portfolio and your CV and send it out to these fashion houses. I feel like we cut ourselves short of opportunities sometimes. So many fashion houses are looking for skills. That's just the truth. But we don't pitch ourselves. We just want to buy a machine and start struggling with building our business. While that may be the only thing that works for some people, that doesn't have to be your story. Now, do this for a couple of months or years. If you are well paid, you may be in a place where they are paying you well enough for you to take care of yourself and you can continue working there. On the other hand, if you are not yet satisfied with that place and you want to start up your business, at this stage you are well equipped. You have the experiences, you understand business management, you understand leadership, you understand how to treat people, how to treat your staff, how to recruit, because you are watching them do it. You are seeing what is happening. You understand pricing. You understand how to build structure for your business. This one is very important. So those are the things most likely you'll have missed out when you're in fashion school, because you were focused on sewing. This time allows you to see other things that you were not seeing when you were in fashion school. That is why it is very important. Let's say you gather all these experiences and then you go ahead to start up your fashion business. Do you think that your business will be struggling? From the onset, you will understand your worth. From the onset, you will understand how to target your ideal customers. From the onset, you will know that you are supposed to niche down initially. Let me give you examples of people we know who are very specialized in what they are doing and they're doing great. Precious Apparel, for example. You can look at her and then you see a teacher. You can see what she's doing, what she's able to do, because she's laser focused on teaching. Even teaching itself has different aspects. That's why sometimes I just chuckle when people ask me, do you design male wears? And I'm like, I'm still trying to even find my place in female wear. You're asking me about male wear again. Even under female wear, I'm still questioning myself. Is it bridal you want? Is it corporate wear you want? Is it ready to wear you want? Is it a kaftan you want? Guys, how many people do you know that are up there in this industry that you know them for everything initially? Like, you see them and then they are doing everything initially. No, most time you know them for one thing first. Then they build a structure around that one thing. They are no longer the ones attending to every part of that one thing. Then they can shift their focus and then build another thing. And then for each part of the business, even when they have made a name, they have a structure for it. You can't be the one running the ready-to-wear, running the bespoke, running the bridal, running the kids' wear. Do you think your output will match that of an individual who is laser focused on just one aspect of what you are trying to do? You are trying to focus on 4, 5 things at once, and this person is just putting all their attention and all their focus on the one thing. By the time you're starting your business, all of this won't be a struggle for you, and you won't just want to do it like every other Tom, Dick, and Harry on your streets. Because I'm sure if you walk through your streets, you see tailors everywhere doing everything. Do you want to be one of them, or you want to go higher? Do you? These are the questions you should ask yourself. Now, if everybody follows this route, there's some people are interning, some people are employees, they learn fashion designing so that they can work for others, while some people are fashion business owners. Don't you think that the industry will thrive? Fashion houses won't have issues employing tailors. It will also help solve the problem of manpower in the industry, because there are so many tailors, there are so many fashion designers, but we have not created a system to help us work together. The system will be more cohesive and the industry itself will grow bigger as a result of this. So yeah, that is just my recommendation or my advice to upcoming fashion designers, current fashion students, and those who just graduated from fashion school. And some of you are even at home, you've not yet started your business because you are looking for funds, and then rather than shifting your attention towards being an employee for a fashion house, you think you just have to wait till somebody gives you that money. I would advise that you really consider working for a fashion house because you may be able to raise all that you need to eventually start up your fashion business. And like I said earlier on, not everybody is built for entrepreneurship. So if you are that person that feel like entrepreneurship is too stressful for you, you're an entrepreneur, whether you're at home, whether you're outside, whether you're in a party, you're thinking of business, and that is not the life you want, working for other fashion houses should be an option that you should be considering. I want to believe you have picked up one or two things from this video. What did you pick? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Kemi Omorugbe. This is Kema Freak. See you in my next video. Bye.